All right, lesson 11 about tax, commissions, fees, and other real-world percent problems. You're going to need a calculator, ruler, and graph paper to answer the exercise questions as we go through this. All right, the scenarios in this lesson, although fictitious, are realistic. Here are some vocabulary words you should be familiar with. First is gratuity. That is another word for a tip. It is an amount of money typically ranging from 5% to 20% that is computed on the total price of a service. For which types of services do you typically leave a gratuity for the service provider? Well, you should have said a waiter for serving a meal, or maybe a barber or a hairdresser for a haircut and style, and a cab or limo driver for the transportation service they provide. A commission on sales is money earned by a salesperson as a reward for selling a high-priced item. For which types of items might a salesperson earn a commission based on the amount of his sales? Well, a car salesperson earns a commission for selling cars. A real estate agent earns a commission for selling homes. An electronics salesperson earns a commission for selling computers and televisions, or a jeweler earns a commission for selling expensive jewelry. And there's obviously several other jobs that are based on commissions where you would get a percentage as an incentive for selling high-priced items. Another one is taxes. Taxes come in many forms, such as sales tax. A public school district is tax exempt. What does this mean? Well, this means that, for instance, if the school buys textbooks, they do not have to pay sales tax on the books. A public school district gets its money from taxpayers. If you are a homeowner, you pay property taxes and school taxes. What does this mean? Well, this means that if you are a homeowner in the school district, you must pay school tax to the district. What is a school budget? Well, the budget shows how the school intends to use the taxpayers' money. The taxpayers must approve the school budget. Percents are used in creating the budget to determine how much money is allocated to certain areas. Percent increase and decrease are also used to compare the current year's budget total dollar amounts to the previous year's budget's total dollar amounts. Alright, so let's take a look at the opening exercise. Silvio earns 10% for each car sale he makes while working at a used car dealership. If he sells a used car for $2,000, what is his commission? And you should be able to use mental math to solve this problem. Well, his commission is $200. So for selling a $2,000 car, he earns $200. Two's family stayed at a hotel for 10 nights on their vacation. The hotel charged a 10% room tax per night. How much did they pay in room taxes if the room cost $200 per night? Again, they paid $200. So Eric bought a new computer and printer online. He had to pay 10% in shipping fees. The items totaled $2,000. How much did the shipping cost? Well, the shipping cost $200. And for part D, Selena had her wedding rehearsal dinner at a restaurant. The restaurant's policy is that gratuity is included in the bill for large parties. Her father said the food and the service were exceptional, so he wanted to leave an extra 10% tip on the total amount of the bill. If the dinner bill totaled $2,000, how much money did her father leave as an extra tip? Her father left $200 as an extra tip. So what was the common solution process for each of these problems? Well, for each problem we had to find 10% of the total, which was $2,000. Even though each problem was different, one was a commission, one was a tax, one was a fee and one was a gratuity, we arrived at the answer in the same manner by taking 10% of $2,000, which means 1/10 of $2,000, which is $200. Alright, it is your turn to do exercises 1 through 4. You're going to complete the exercises, check your answers after each question by continuing the video. You will need to use the materials mentioned at the beginning. Alright, go ahead and start. Okay, you should be done with the first part of the question. And checking your answer, if there's something that does not make sense, make sure you write it down and bring it to class. Here is the next one. And the next part. And next. And continuing with number 2, part A. Part B. Part C, your graph should look similar to this. Part D. Part E. Part F. And for number 3. And question 4. Alright, let's take a look at exercise 5. Although the directions explain that you are to complete this with a group on poster paper, you will be completing this by yourself and presenting your solution in class. You are responsible for your own work that explains your process. You will only be provided with the answers only. So go ahead and stop the video, try answering the questions, and when you are done, go ahead and continue the video to check your answers. And you might have to go back and edit your process depending on if you get the same answer that is presented here. Okay, you should be done with part A. So the answer is a team will need to raise $97.50 more towards their goal. 5B, based on 60 cookies, you have $1.75 as the markup, which is a 700% markup. Although your answer might be slightly different if you estimated using a different number. 5C, based on 60 cookies, there is about a 23% error in the estimate for the number of cookies sold. Again, your answer may be different if you estimated using a different number. Alright, let's wrap this up. In what way is finding a 5% increase, commission, fee, and tax all the same? Well, because all commissions, fees, and taxes could all increase the total, we can treat all these questions like these the same as an increase. So if the commission, fee, or tax rate is 5%, we can solve the problem as if it is a 5% increase. What types of real-world problems can we solve if we understand percent? Well, some examples may include discounts, taxes, gratuities, commissions, markups, markdowns, and simple interest, plus a whole lot more. All right, we'll see you in class.